Great talking to you too, Tiffany. Have a safe rest of the trip to Hagerstown. It's nice having a lot of friends from CSX, and amazing how a lot of us get along. Mr. Edwards, if you have a minute, do you have any stories about the Pennsylvania Railroad and their relationships with the New York Central? I don't recall hearing anything on the matter. Matter of fact, I may have one. Grandpa had a journal keeping track of a lot of noteworthy stories that happened around here. So here it is. You know CSX is the main rival here, but PRR's relationship with the NYC was worse than that. It all began one day in June of 1952. Frank was trying to exit Chicago with his freight train bound for Harrisburg, but the orders were to let John, a New York Central K11 Class 462, clear the area first. He was actually a K14B class. Now, John was assigned to the Peoria and Eastern branch of the New York Central, hence the P&E markings on his tender. But after the branch dieselized in 1950, he went back to being a regular New York Central locomotive. Will you hurry it up already? This train's important.
Why should I listen to you? I'm not listening to a PRR engine.
When John finally left, Frank puffed away. Once he arrived at Harrisburg, he told Elaine about the engine.
Those New York Central locomotives are idiots. Don't listen to them, Frank.
I think it would be a good idea not to. Then 3 days later, Frank had to take a freight train to a New York Central interchange yard. He was not happy. Why me? Do they know that PR locomotives dislike near New York Central locomotives?
That's all we need. An inferior PRR steamer. Joe, block him.
What's the password?
We don't have time for this.
You're just like the Germans in the Soviet Union invading Poland.
Don't even.
And how do we know you're not a spy trying to survey our yard and build on your own?
The war is over, so stop thinking I'm a spy for the Axis powers.
We'll be keeping an eye on you.
You again, Frank. Do you have to call the police about you trespassing, or you're here for worse? I may have to bring out the National Guard.
No more nonsense, John. We have to get ready to take a freight train to New York City.
Oh, really? Anything can get away from this piece of junk that looks like a PRR steam engine.
I will not be hearing that again.
sucker.
But 7 miles out, there was trouble.
Oh? Oh no. The throttle's stuck!
That can't be good. Help! Help! I can't stop!
Frank heard the news. Ha! That serves him right for insulting my railroad. Then he started thinking about what disaster could await if he didn't act. Driver, fireman, let's highball. Frank's throttle was open all the way to its ceiling and he set off to stop John. The chase continued for about 20 minutes until he could see John up ahead. There he is. Steady now.
I'm safe, but how?
See what PRR engines can do for you. Another K-11 took over the train while John was taken to the works. When he re-entered service 2 weeks later, he found Frank.
Frank, I just want to say thank you.
Meh, it was nothing.
But why did you help me? You are two major opposite railroads.
I was doing some thinking. Maybe that doesn't matter in the whole scheme of things. If you look at the big picture, we're both steam engines.
You know, I think you're right.
And since then, Frank and John were good friends and would occasionally talk to each other when they got the chance. Unfortunately, this brought controversy from their comrades.
Frank, why did you do that?
Would still be bad if he crashed, right?
Don't you know that the New York Central is a terror? I'm disappointed in you. Why are you friends with one of them?
Where's the rule that says I can't? Alex, he saved my life.
Well, now he's made a fool out of you.
Just stay away from them. It's probably a trap. We're number one, not them.
New York Central will always be superior to the PRR.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Some engines antagonize Frank and John for being friends? Nobody belittles me and my friends for being friends with a large number of CSX locomotives. Our competition with the CSX isn't as major as PRR's rivalry with the NYC, plus there's more leeway today. So the negative thoughts about John and Frank's friendship would continue until John was officially retired from the NYC roster. Finally, an NYC locomotive starts to respect us. and now he's gone. But I just want everyone to realize that it's okay to be friends with all the railroads. Elaine's next train was a manifest. She had 2 stops to make on the way. She had to stop at Hagerstown, Maryland to pick up 6 boxcars from the Norfolk and Western first.
There you are. Dispatch said I can highball to Bluefield once you arrive, so I'll do that right now.
There's a long black train coming down the line, feeding off the souls that are lost and crying. Rails of sin, only evil remains. Watch out, brother, for that long black train. Look to the headlands, you can look to the sky. You can find redemption staring back into your eyes. There is protection and there's peace the same. Burn in your ticket for that long black train. 'Cause there's victory in the Lord, I say. Victory in the Lord. Cling to the...
After Elaine was turned around and headed back west, she later had to drop off most of her train on various sidings at Hinman, Pennsylvania for the B&O.
Black train. There's an engineer on that long black train, making you wonder if the ride is worth the pain. He's just waiting on your heart to say, let me ride on that long black train. But you know there's victory in the Lord, I say. Victory in the Lord. Cling to the Father and His holy name, and don't go riding on that long black train.
Both the B&O and the Norfolk and Western had mutual relations with the PRR, so Elaine did not run into any conflicts with their engines.
Away. It sounds so good, but I must stay away. That train is a beauty, making everybody stare. but its only destination is the middle of nowhere.
That's nice. Didn't PRR own the NW though? Yep, they sure did. Elaine was noticed by one of the B&O engines the next day.
Hello. I saw you working at Hyman yesterday.
You did?
Yeah, I was taking a train to Grafton, West Virginia when I noticed you. I'm Lilium.
And I'm Elaine.
That's a beautiful name, Elaine. I gotta go. Hopefully we cross paths again.
Unfortunately for Elaine, it was her turn to take a train to the New York Central Yard. Things have changed since a few years earlier when Frank delivered a train there, as now much of the NYC steam fleet was gone.
Another one?
You PRR engines must think this is your own yard, because you crawl in here like it is. Newsflash for you, it's not.
One of these days, Elaine, we'll show you that the NYC is the most efficient carrier. Soon your railroad will go bankrupt, and you will all be scrapped.
You're just bluffing.
You'll see, you'll all see. Just you wait.
Starting in January of 1955, the water and coal towers at Highland Valley were removed and the east end of the yard was remodeled as well. Seeing that diesels were gradually taking over the services, the steam facilities wouldn't have a use much longer. With New York Central steam locomotives disappearing as well, tensions between the two railroads worsen. Even an event as minor as the release of Guys and Dolls in New York City in November 1955 got the New York Central Railroad more conceited.
Can you believe PRR still owns a good quantity of steam locomotives?
No, I can't. They're just shooting themselves in the foot. Don't they realize that they're giving us the upper hand? With the steam engines, we're further ahead with modernization and more efficient in already possible ways. This rivalry has gone longer than the Nuremberg trials.
Joe, did you forget? The Nuremberg trials only went on for a year.
Alright, the rivalry's gone on longer than the Second World War, though.
And I just can't wait for that paycheck. I gotta pay the 15% increase, which is $45 to the landlord for my 5-bedroom apartment in the Bronx. The apartment is crummy and needs some repairing. I don't know if I should submit a 30 days notice and look for other apartments around New York City.
Yeah.
It would also be that way up to August 1956. Grandpa was drinking his coffee and sending a message on the switchboard when he received a message himself.
Frank's in trouble. With the New York Central?
And he was. Tensions were even worse this time when Frank tried to deliver his train to the Sandusky yard.
We told you to stay away, but you did. We're gonna get rid of you like what happened to that one soldier.
What are you talking about? The amount of soldiers that died in World War II is uncountable.
Okay, at some point during World War II, the senior guy goes to get the mail. And then there's a new guy in the unit. And the new guy's mom sent him a pecan bar. Then they get tired and the artillery shows them where they are. And the senior guy assumes the new guy is dead. And he opens the pecan bar and go back over. And sure enough, he was dead. But not at that point. You know that we despise your railroad.
We don't like PRR engines, especially outdated steam engines. Come on, Joe. Let's take him to New York and dump him into the Hudson River.
We had the Sandusky Bay right here. Why not we get it over with?
Let's have a little irony and drown him right in our home territory.
But all the same, we cannot let anyone else see us towing a PRR engine. They'll be onto us.
I demand that you idiots let me go right now.
No, we had it with your lower class railroad trying to steal our thunder in many ways, but we will not have filthy steam engines coming onto our line.
You take that back. I am not filthy. I am cleaner than you nut-brains will ever be.
Alex, there's a class book approaching us. How is that possible? But we don't have much deep power left.
You let go of Frank right now.
Yeah, and you know you can't dispose of another railroad's property without permission.
Nick and Elaine, you two better leave.
Yeah? You two cannot stop us. The only friends you PRR engines have are each other.
We'll see about that.
Drop Frank right now and scram, you useless diesels.
Useless? We won't have that kind of talk. What you coming must fail to realize is that us diesels are superior to you in every way. We don't take it as long to start up. We cause less pollution, we're cleaner, we require less maintenance, and we prove better visibility to the crew.
That doesn't matter. We're all gonna be replaced eventually, but for now we're showing people the glory of steam locomotives for as long as we can.
And when the era dies, they'll see nothing but diesels. You'll be lucky if any of you get selected for preservation.
Never say never, Alex.
They said, let that steam engine go and get lost. You wouldn't want me to tell your managers about this.
No, you better not. That would make you a diesel traitor.
Just because I'm a diesel doesn't mean I'm not allowed to respect steam engines. I bet you did the same thing when your railroad had plenty of steamers.
steam engines one day.
How many engines does it take to catch a steam locomotive?
How many?
None, because you failed to catch them.
Let's go home.
Sorry about what happened.
It's okay, Bob.
I hope you'll never have to deal with Alex and Joe again.
Hopefully not. Those two are not nice engines.
Believe me, I've met them before along with the other New York Central engines. They don't like me, especially not with the steam engines.
There are some better locomotives. I befriended one of our steam engines, but he was scrapped a couple years ago.
That's too bad.
Well, at least he got plenty of good years out of him, not being like our T1s. Those T1 locomotives were problematic and often demonstrated excessive wheel slip. They weren't even 10 years old when those poor fellows were retired.
Effective immediately. All the New York Central interchange trains will only run as needed. And from now on, only diesels must do these runs to alleviate the conflicts.
That's great. Well, I gotta get filled up before I take my freight train to Dover, Delaware. The crews just arrived from Upper St. Clair.
Alright, my friend. Safe travels.
I heard about what happened, Frank. Don't worry about it. They weren't gonna throw you into the river.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they were just playing. They know that if they did, they'd get themselves in a heap of trouble. And since they're new, they can't afford that.
I see. And that is the story. Wow, it's pretty cool, I gotta say. Yep, I know you guys talk to engines from other railroads a lot, but be careful of which ones are true, friends. Believe me, sir, I learned that lesson a long time ago. All railroads have plenty of nice engines, and some who are pompous jerks, and some who are just neutral. Hey Jared, how you doing?
Hey, Nick, how's it going?